Hello, my YouTube family. How are you? I'm Helen Statler, your Destiny Helper, coming to you with another video filled with information. And this information can assist you sometime in awareness. It can assist you in strength. But most of all, I want it to be an encouragement to you. Thank you so much for liking and sharing my page. And those of you that may be just coming on that have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you want to write me, my email is destinyhelper12s@gmail.com. destinyhelper12s@gmail.com. Feel free to email me. I offer sessions. You and I can discuss that, what that entails. So let's talk about the video that we are going to talk about on this evening. One of the things I want to talk to you about is the narcissist fallout, or when the narcissist is falling. And a lot of times when I've talked to people, or even narcissists, they often feel like they're falling, they're dropping, and that their emotional need never stop. It compounds and compounds. The more that the supply supplies, the more demand it takes. The narcissist is like an emotional bottomless pit. Nothing fulfills, nothing satisfies but what they want and what they need at the time. And you will find yourself spinning like a hamster, trying to satisfy their emotional needs. And their emotional needs are constantly enlarging. Every day they find new ways of fulfilling the needs, meeting the needs at your expense. But these needs, it's like when you have a dream that you're falling and you're dropping, and the closer you get to where the fall ends, the more terrified you get. And many of you that have dreamed that you were falling, you notice you never get to the end. You never see yourself splatter. You only see yourself falling and dropping and falling and falling. And you're looking for stability. You're looking for a surface. You're looking for something to stand on that is solid, that will break the fall without damage, without harm. That never happens in the dream because you're constantly falling. And the more you fall, the more there is to fall. And sometimes the narcissist in their emotions is falling, and there's no stability, there's no foundation, there's nothing for them to stand on. So they're constantly feeding the space that they're falling in. And this is emotional at your expense. And that's why when you cater to the narcissist, you will always find yourself needing more to cater to them. And emotionally, it's a collapse. It's a collapse. And you'll find that the narcissists, when they don't get their way, it's like an oversized child having a temper tantrum. I mean, they go ballistic. And everything is not their fault. It's always someone else's fault. It's the reason why this has happened. It's your fault. It's her fault. But they never take the blame. And if you notice that the narcissist, the greater the temper tantrum, the greater the pain. And when they don't get what they want, whatever quantity or the veritive that they didn't get it, that is the veritive of that temper tantrum. That temper tantrum will always equal whatever tantrum that they concurred with the request that you denied them. When they demand, and they really make demands, when they make requests, that's because they know you're going to do it. But the narcissists really come with demands. They say this and it'll be done. So when they're making demands on you, if you don't do it, that temper tantrum equal or outweighs that demand, because they get what they want. And when that happens, there is the fall. They're falling and falling and falling and falling. And the thing with it, because the narcissist is, you're connected with the narcissist. So when the narcissists fall, you're pulled over into that clip zone. You're pulled over into that emotional havoc. You're pulled over into that temper tantrum, and they are having a temper tantrum, and you are just ecstatic. You don't know what to do. You're erratic in your behavior. You're ecstatic in your emotions. You are confused at what is happening, and then you're urgent to try to meet the need. Whatever they want, you want them happy. You want them satisfied. Except their module, the line keep moving, and they're falling, and they're falling, and they're grasping. When you're falling, you're grasping, you're clawing, you're trying to get a side or somewhere to get a grip, and there's no grip. So they're screaming and they're yelling and there's panic, and that's what is happening. They're screaming and they're yelling and there's panic, and it's your fault. You didn't accommodate me. This wouldn't have happened if you just did what I told you to do. And that fall keep, and you find yourself sinking with that tantrum. The tantrum of the narcissist is overwhelming. It sucks up the whole atmosphere. It takes over the whole environment when they have temper tantrum. Everybody in the house get affected. Everybody in the house is unnerved. Everybody in the house shift with the temper tantrum of the narcissist, because every room in your house is enraged when they are enraged. Every room in your house is confused when they are not satisfied, because everything in the house move on the rim of the narcissist, because the narcissist cannot handle anything else. This is them falling, and a lot of times we ignore it, and a lot of empaths get pulled back in. A lot of supply get pulled back in when they have these temper tantrums, because these temper tantrums is overwhelming, and they mix it with sympathy, and they mix it with sympathy for them. It's not that it's sympathy, it's really anger disguised, and they make you feel guilty. So they put guilt on you, and you got guilt, and because you love them, you feel obligated. You feel like, I need to satisfy them. I'm not satisfying them. I'm not doing my job. Especially if you're married to them, you feel like you've broken the covenant. You feel like, and then most of you feel like they're going to go out if I don't satisfy them, if I don't please them. But you notice at that time, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter at what extremity you go to. You can give them your credit card. You can give them your bank card. They still scream and holler because they've got to get this out, because you are a supply. Toasters don't talk back. Come on, supply don't talk back. Supply follow directions, and they have to, sometimes you can look at them. It's taking time for them to bring their emotions in. It's taking time for them to calm down. It's taking time for them to get back to the place of calm, especially when you have a covert narcissist that is always got himself together because he's always scheming, or cerebral narcissist. They're always thinking, so they don't think that you can baffle them. But then all of a sudden you rise up because you're tired, you had enough, you've given out, and you're drained, and you're withered, and you be withered, and you're wondering, there's nothing else for me to do. I am done. I am finished, and you cause a narcissistic injury. The only backlash is to have a temper tantrum, to stir up that environment, to have everybody, and everybody runs to the attention of the narcissist, because the narcissist is very insistent upon having their way, not your way. They will have their way. They're falling. They're falling, they're unfolding, they're coming unnerved, they're coming unglued. And the narcissists really pride themselves on how they can hold themselves together, unless you get an overt narcissist. The overt narcissist is loud and boisterous and demanding, and they don't care about secrecy. They don't care about who knows about it. They make their demand. If it's public, then sometimes the supply with an overt is really on edge, because they go off anywhere. It doesn't matter where you are, they're going off, because I told you to do this, and you should have did this at this time when I told you to do it, and bam, you are embarrassed. And the overt narcissist sometimes can be very violent, and they could, right there on the scene, they don't care, and they get away before they get caught. And then because you are supply and you're not ready to give it up, you don't press charges. charges. But in some states, domestic violence do not wait for you to press charges. They take those charges and implement them through the court system and will not allow you to drop those charges. And Washington is one state. They're very serious when it comes to domestic violence. You cannot drop a domestic violence case. Once the police are called, that case is implemented into a court system for decision and the resolve. And so when you are with the narcissist, and then the narcissist, you got to remember, all narcissists, sometimes it's not even trauma. The golden child, they're having their way. So they are selfish, they're self-centered. And when you give a child their way all the time, the child learns to have their way at your expense, even if you don't do anything. And that's the way it is with a narcissist. They want their way, even if you don't do anything. Sometimes they just need the trauma. They need to rile up things. They need everything to come into a brawl aspect, because that's energy. Anger is a lot of energy. Brawling is a lot of energy. And based on the energy they need, that becomes your environment. But you got to remember, once the environment is instituted, the narcissist is in a falling mode, and there is no gripping. There is nothing for them, no foundation, nothing to stop them, and they go the limit. And they go the limit that sometimes you got to pull yourself out of that atmosphere, because you start to unravel, you start to unnerve, you start to get afraid. And if you have children, the children are afraid. And so what you have to do, if you're going to be there, you have to learn on the onslaught. When the narcissist come and he start to unnerve, there be sometimes you're gonna have to compromise. You know that. But there's sometimes you're gonna have to stand, because whatever it is that is a continuum is the law of continuum. A pattern will always bring consistency, and consistency will always bring a lifestyle, and the lifestyle becomes the culture, and the culture becomes the identification. And once the narcissist identify you with that culture, they know now all they got to do is start raging, and you get nervous. And some narcissists that are violent, you have to rescue yourself. You can't stay in violence. It can be very, very dangerous. When the narcissists have a temper tantrum, it's an oversized child that is just raging, having a temper tantrum, and it could be dangerous for you. You got to know the position that you're in, the atmosphere. The atmosphere speaks of what's in it. The atmosphere can only tell you what's in it. So what you feel, what you sense is in that atmosphere. If you feel safety is needed, then you run to safety. If you feel negotiation is needed, which is very difficult to negotiate with a narcissist, because the narcissist is insistent upon having their way, because they're always right and you're always wrong. So how can you negotiate when the point has been taken, when the resolve has been made, when there are no commas, there's only periods? You cannot negotiate with a narcissist. And then sometimes the narcissist will come on with this tremendous need, and you are there to assist them with their need. And as you assisting them, they're telling you, I love you, and you feel that, you sense that, and you in your heart say, I know they love me. No, they don't. They don't love you. If you really interpret what they just said, everything they said was about them, never about you. I love you, 3 words cannot be enough to bring you back into the torment, because once you come back, you're only going to get more, not less or equal. You're going to get more of the same. The narcissist is a narcissist, is a narcissist, is a narcissist. No matter how you negotiate those terms, no matter how you negotiate emotionally, it's not about how you feel, it's how the narcissist is. You love them, yes. You care for them, yes. You want to support them, honor them, and give to them, yes. But the narcissist is a narcissist, is a narcissist. They can't love. And then if they love, why is this a continuum? Why do I come out of this to go back into this? Why do you leave and come back and it's the same thing? If this is what love, Tina Turner said, what love got to do with this? Come on. Sometimes it's just wisdom. It's just wisdom. You know, I'm tired of being mentally abused, psychologically overthrown, identified, crushed, emotionally tampered with. And to you, you don't even know whether you're going or coming. You have to use wisdom. And you're going to have to take care of yourself. You're going to have to take care of your family. The bottomless pit, it never stopped. The falling, there's no end to it. It was no end in your dream, and it's no end in your world. You now have to stop it. And you have to come to a realization of yourself. You say, I cannot live without it. Well, you see, when you can't live without it, then you live with it. One or the other. Both of them is traumatic. To leave when you love them is traumatic. To stay when you love them is traumatic. Now, which one is the best choice for you? That is wisdom. The narcissists will always fall, and never by themselves. You will go with them. And when you are falling, the way you breathe is different because you are panicking. And some of you are having panic attacks because you're falling. You're being dropped down in space with no bottoms, no emotional bottoms, no mental bottoms, no wisdom bottoms, no love bottom. What love got to do with it? First, you got to identify what love is. Then we'll tell you what love got to do with it. Because some things that we have defined as love is not love, it's torture, pain, and torment. Definition is everything. Definition is directive. Definition is clearance. Definition is power. It's concisiveness. And you know where you're going when you have the right information. You know what to do with it. The falling narcissist will always pull you in. Now, where are you going? It's your decision. I am Helen Sadler, your Destiny Helper. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you for your comments. And write me at destinyhelper12s@gmail.com. And I will see you on the next video.